Hello, coaches. Hello, Buddha Belly membership community. Welcome to our live mastermind for June. I'm Coach Britt, and I'm so excited to be going over all kinds of things about your business, about protocol, about coaching, and everything to help you guys. I've gone ahead and received your inquiries. Thank you for everyone who submitted your questions ahead of time. You will be allowed to interact on the side here. But we've asked that everyone pre-submit their questions because it just makes all of this a little bit easier. Okay. So thank you so much for joining tonight. For those of you who are brand new to the member community, I'm Coach Britt. I am the founding educator of HWCA, the Gut Health School, and I'm the leader of the Buddha Belly Elite Coaches community. So thank you for being a part of this. If it's your first mastermind, I hope you love it. The goal of this mastermind is to first identify wins. We're going to share wins that the coaches and individuals and the members have shared with us here. Second, we're going to address questions, obstacles, issues. Where are you struggling with your business? The goal here is to grow. It is to leave and have something that you can take with you. Okay. So we want to keep growing each month. We need to show up somewhere and do the things and get the input and mastermind together so that we can keep growing in our business, in our coaching, and all the things. Okay. If you do this, you will not fail. I promise you. Okay. So that's the second part of this. Then what we're going to do is I'm going to fill you guys in on some stuff, some of the benefits and extra things that you can be utilizing right now as an elite member, and some of the new things that are coming your way that I think could really, really help you. I'll give you some input about a few things, and then we will wrap it up for the month. Okay. This recording, if you're watching it live, it's going to be recorded, and for all members, it is going to be put into your member portal under the mastermind section. Okay. And if you have continuing questions about this mastermind, about anything, please don't hesitate to ask your community. Remember, we have the members only community that is attached to your membership. So this is a great place to ask any questions, to talk with your peers, to brainstorm some stuff. Okay. There's nothing that excites me more than brainstorming things of business, especially like business, right? Because we're in like industry. Super cool. Okay. So that makes me super stoked. Okay. So first, you guys, I want to share some wins that were shared with us this month, and a few things that I observed. Okay. So we've had networking connections have been made. So we've had a couple of coaches talk about some affiliations that they've made, networking connections because they are specializing. And this is shared. I think these are shared by some of the certified holistic gut practitioner coaches. But because of their training and their gut practitioner training in the program and the certification, they are highly sought after because they have a specialty of gut health, and plenty of professionals now and practitioners in the holistic realm, and in different areas of fitness as well as mental health, etc., understand the need to have coaches that specifically understand the gut and the gut brain connection, because it's just connected to everything. So we've had a few coaches share that they have made some amazing networking connections and have set up awesome referral relationships for getting clients and stuff like that. So it's super, super cool. That's definitely a way to go about it. Align with somebody who is of like industry, who you can benefit. Figure out maybe cutting them a percentage back if they're sending you clients, create a partnership, create a trusting relationship, and show them what you do. Okay, that's awesome. So another win, quite a few students actually have drummed up a large amount of potential clients wanting to go through the Buddha Belly Gut Restoration Program. So that's a huge win. And I just want to kind of tell you guys a little bit. We're going to circle back around after the question portion, and I'm going to talk a little bit about all of your guys' access to the Done For You client program and how you can utilize that and how you can make some direct, decent affiliate money off of that program if you choose to use it. But a lot of our certified coaches are using that. The certified coaches are going to be coaching with it. And so quite a few of our coaches, upon graduating or just getting to the end of their program right now, have shared that they've got a pretty large community waiting to sign on with them. And they're going to start running some actual group programs. So that's a big win. One of the students said that she got hired by a holistic doctor to go work in-house. So it's super exciting. So you guys continue to share these wins. These are huge. Okay. It's not just for our, holistic gut practitioner coaches. I mean, maybe you're a coach and you haven't gone through that program, but you've been utilizing the tips and tools and the masterminds in the membership community and you've seen some awesome wins. Like, share them with us. We've got to promote that. We've got to share those together. That's what keeps us going. That's how we measure our success. That's how we measure what we're doing here. Okay. So questions. These were some questions that were submitted. Okay. Question number 1 was clients what do we do with clients when they want change, but they kind of lack the do ability? They're not willing to do the things to achieve the change that they are desiring, that they want. Okay, this is going to be a very common issue you're going to run into quite often with people. There's a few aspects to dealing with this, you guys. Okay, it can be so frustrating to have all the information, be so good at what you do, and watch somebody who's incredibly desperate for things that you can absolutely help with and watch them just not really do it, right? I mean, that can be really disheartening to all of our energy and the things that we put into it. So this is a multifaceted question, and I'm going to give you guys my tips on this, okay? So firstly, we need to interview the people that we're working with, okay? Do not waste your energy on people that aren't really serious or taking you very seriously. A great way to do this is not doing things for free. Identifying your ideal client. So who is your ideal client? There's plenty of people who are miserable about stuff, but they're not your ideal client. So what's better to do with them is have some kind of staggering place that you can put them. Like, hey, but be compassionate about it, right? Like, one thing you guys got to understand is that we all have a journey to walk, and it is not easy to do that. There are so many mental, emotional, habitual, everything, habits and stuff that are just so highly intertwined with our behaviors. These are behaviors around food and all things, all of this stuff, body image and, health in general. And so for some people, like when you're talking about changing their diet, you're talking about taking away their drug of choice. So hear me on that. Okay. It's just like, even with my coaches, and you guys, there's no offense in this, and I get it. But like when we go through protocol and we start talking about alcohol, the coaches, you'll see a lot of the coaches, like they're totally willing to do all this stuff, but you want to touch the red wine or their coffee, and all of a sudden it's not so easy, right? Because we have like our drugs of choice, and it doesn't always have to be an overly addictive behavior or a thing to be a drug of choice. And that is hard sometimes to give up. It's hard to untwine from that. And yet it's great data. So as a coach, if someone is willing and ready to work with you, they've got skin in the game, they're going to financially invest in you. Have compassion for the process. So let them know, this is what I love to do, and this is what I love about protocol, is that we lay out all the details for you. I let them know up front, hey, it is my job. I would be doing you a disservice not to, well, first, okay, let me start again. Firstly, you want to start with empathy and understanding. Be curious about people. We tend to put ourselves in people's shoes as ourselves. So I've learned that, especially recently. I've been studying a lot. I love to study things on psychology and relationships and whatever. And we've got a lot of dynamics in our family. We've got 6 kids and we're remarried. So, I mean, there's so much to study and work on in our home. And it comes in really handy with what I do for a living too. So it's really interesting how psychology and behavior works. And it really behooves us to kind of know this as coaches, because how people receive you, we tend to we think, okay, I'm so empathetic. I put myself in everybody's shoes. But what's hard about that is I put myself in their shoes. So I'm experiencing what they're experiencing through my perceptions and reality. And when we can see that and understand that and kind of step out of that a little bit, we can, it's easier to go, you know what, something that's not as hard for me could be excruciatingly hard for the person in front of me. So what do I do with that? And this is what I like to do. So first, empathize. It's like, hey, get curious. Like, where are you coming from with this? What kind of things do you struggle with? Make it a safe space for them. Okay. They may not be your client that's going to go gung ho and get huge results overnight. Their results may not be all the measurable things that we want to see as coaches. But just remember, this isn't about you. It's about them. And if you are helping empower them as a person in all the ways or whatever ways they are growing, then you've done your job. And they may be slower to go with some of these things. They may have a harder time. It is, like I said, it is a big deal for a lot of people, especially food and diet and stuff like that. So I like to create a safe space. One, I identify my ideal client. I do not take on people, which I don't take on individuals anymore anyway. But I will not spend my time and energy because it is minimal and it is so concentrated. It's just like here with the masterminds with the coaches, right? I will give 150%. So the coaches that don't show up to them, well, so be it. Then, if they can either watch the recording or they don't have access to it at all if they're not a member, right? But I don't need to give all this all the time to all these people when they feel like it or it's convenient, or it'll waste me, right? As much as I love everyone and I want to help everybody, it'll waste me. That's not great for me. So this is the avenue that you show up. And if you show up here, then I will give you 150% very sincerely, and it'll be totally worth it. And that's one thing you really want to give to your clients is say, hey, this is the realm that I work with you, okay? And these are the options that you have, okay? If you don't have a lot of income to invest right now, that's okay. You know what? I have a group community, and I do a live in there once a month, and I put a lot of great information in there. And there's some really good stuff that I think you can get some tidbits on and some resources, because you're not going to be able to reach me very often, through my DMs or my messenger. I just don't check them very much. They get real busy for me. Okay, you don't have to make it personal or anything, but you can put them there. And then you identify who is ready and willing to work with you. And now you might still have the obstacle that was just asked. So you might have somebody that puts the money down, wants the changes, just doesn't do the stuff. So there's a few things to evaluate here. One, did you lay the groundwork accurately? So what I like to do is, like I said, understand them. Hey, I want to know you. I want to know what you're comfortable with, what kind of symptoms and stuff. Get them set on a vision. If you guys don't get them set on a vision that's not the food, the diet, the change, then they're going to be focused on the food, the diet, the change. And if they have a hard time with this relationship or behavior with food, then they're going to just obsessively compulse on it. And it is going to be very stress inducing, which is going to be counterintuitive for some of the things that they're trying to do and changes they're trying to make, right? So we want to set the vision. What's the life vision? Like, what do you want to get? Like, are you satisfied with your job? What would you do? What will you do when your body's feeling vibrant and everything? Where have you dreamed of doing anything, going somewhere, seeing something, playing a certain sport, achieving a certain thing? What kind of hobby do you like? What kind of people do you want to go meet? Maybe your mental health has been so fluctuating, and maybe you've had chronic pain and it's really held you back socially. That is so understandable. That must be really hard for you. That must have been really heavy for a long time. What will you want to do? What's your dream? What's your vision when you do feel better? When you're feeling more vibrant and happy? Where would you like to go? Where would you like to meet people? That is vision setting for them. You go, okay, we're going to take this data, and it's okay if you can't imagine it right now. You can't really feel it right now. We're going to put it right here because this is what we're going to stare at the whole time we're doing this. Every time we are making great choices with our health, we are taking one step closer to this incredible thing that you deserve and that you're absolutely capable of getting. And I believe in you, and I'm going to be with you throughout the journey. And it's not going to be an easy journey. Okay. But hey, so we empathize with where they're at. Okay. Then even if we can't understand where they're at, especially personally, maybe you've never had issues with mental health and they're talking about debilitating depression. Okay. We get curious and we can develop an understanding and empathy, and we can give that to them. People need to be heard. They need to be understood in order to trust you. Secondly, you set the vision. Set the vision. Where are we going? And then third, you lay the groundwork of education. And I like to say it like this: I would be doing you a disservice if I didn't give you all of the information. And I'm going to try and do it in a way that's easy to digest and understand at a pace that's easy to comprehend. So you just let me know if I need to slow down. But do know, this isn't so that because I expect perfection out of you, you're not accountable to me. You're just accountable to you. This is your journey, and you may hit bumps in the road that are really hard and rocky. You will. And you may hit huge, speed zones where you're just flying and your momentum picks up because you started having success in something, you tasted that, and now you keep going. Okay. This is what the journey looks like. So you're not accountable to me about your journey. I am just here to assist the process, to evaluate it and help you tweak it so that it can only get better and better and better. And that when you need somebody to confide in because you fell on your face this week, hey, I'm your girl, I'm your guy, I'm your buddy. Okay. So that's the groundwork too, is to lay that. So say, I'm going to give you though all of the information to help you, because I would be doing you a disservice just to give you these tidbits of information and assume that you only want a little bit or you can only do so much. I'm not assuming that. You may be gung ho. You may hit even a phase where you just decide you want to do it all. You may be done, with the chronic pain or the issues, and you're ready to go full bore. So I'm going to give you everything, but you're going to decide what your pace looks like. And we're going to talk about that each week or each time we meet or whatever. Okay. And just so you know, this is always a safe space. This is the fourth part. This is always a safe space to show up. This is always, I'm not going to judge you. If you however you choose to walk this journey, however it goes for you, is up to you. Okay. So it's a safe space. So they keep coming back, because that's the thing. They may fall 20 times this week. But if they feel safe to come back, maybe this next week when they have a safe space to talk about that and we start dissecting. So what do you think made this week harder? What'd your week look like? Tell us about what happened at home this week. What happened with your kids? You don't have anybody to talk to about this stuff. You can unload here. That's what I'm here for. Okay, so how can we navigate this crazy chaos as a mom or, in your business or job and help, better facilitate. It sounds to me like stress is not going to help your eating habits or your metabolism or your sleep or all this stuff, So what's some ways we could do that? Let's try that. And we're going to meet again next week and I want to see how it goes. Okay? You got this. And you send them on their way. And then you meet next week and maybe they only tripped up 10 times and the week before it was 20. And this is what we call progress. And this is why we make it a safe space for them to keep showing up. Now, here's what you don't want to do. You don't want the people that drag you down, that blame you. I put right away in the beginning, when someone was going to start working with me, I am not here to do this for you and I won't do it for you. I can only work with what you give me and what you're willing to do. But you show up, I'll show up twofold. Like that's what I do. And I've got all the information. I'm ready to give it to you. I know you're capable. I believe in you. I'm excited for you. But ultimately, this is your journey. Okay. So that people aren't going like, well, I've been working with you for, 3 weeks and I don't see any changes. Like, well, how are you choosing? Tell me about your journey. Tell me about how this is going for you. What can we evaluate? But don't let people blame you for their decisions. If they're doing that, then likely they're not a person they're not at a place where they're emotionally aware and aware of self enough to take responsibility for what they're bringing you in on. They're expecting you to do something for them, and that's not going to happen. Okay. So I know that was a long question, but that's why we have these questions. So that's my advice on that. Okay, is set yourself up right from the beginning and break off from your need to control their outcome and their journey and the process. Okay. Instead, it's actually really interesting to sit back and kind of watch their outcome. I've learned this with my counselor, and I always wonder what she's thinking with me at times too. But she's seen me back, 4 years ago when I went through a divorce from an abusive marriage and was single parenting and all this stuff going on. Started delving into my childhoods and some pretty heavy stuff. And she would see me, and I felt such an obligation to always be on the up. And luckily when I met her, I was rock bottom. But I felt this obligation to always be on the up. And what was cool is the few times that, and I see her again now, it's cool to have the times that I go in there and I don't have a growth. Well, maybe we can find something, but there's been backpedaling since the last time I've seen her. There's been backpedaling. And I myself, I feel, especially being a coach and stuff, I feel obligated or I feel uncomfortable having to tell her this, right? But she has made it such a safe place for me that she's helped show me that I can't see it that way. I'm not with her so I can just keep climbing the mountain positively and never roll back. I'm there with her so that I can navigate this journey, which isn't always, on the up. It's not always just only improving in a positive direction. Sometimes we fall down and we tumble down. So the same thing goes for us as coaches, you guys. She's not emotionally attached to my outcome. She cares about me as a person, I'm sure, professionally, but she has done this long enough. She knows her boundaries enough to know that she can only do so much for me, with me. And the rest is my journey. And that's where she can let go. And she lets go there. And so that makes me comfortable too, because I know she's not carrying responsibility for me. So we can really, there's a lot of similarities, you guys, between counseling and your counselors and stuff like that and coaches. It's a little different what we do, different liabilities and stuff and the way we go about it, but there's so many similarities with this. And so these are things I want you to keep in mind. I hope that answered your question. I hope that was thorough. I hope it really helped everyone. And if you have additional correspondence or anything, you can type it in the chat here in a minute. You can also ask it, talk in the closed group or the below the video if you feel that too. Second question for today, feature. How do we set up our own affiliate or referral program? And is it easy? So I was trying to kind of navigate exactly what we meant by this. So I'm just going to give a few examples. So there's a few ways that you can go about this. You can develop an ongoing partnership with someone where maybe they allow you come in and you do a class for their group of people. Maybe it's a practitioner, chiropractor, yoga studio or something. And you can say, hey, I'm going to run a group program and I would love to come teach a class to promote the for free for all your people and to promote this group program. And in return for letting me do that, anyone who signs up for that class, I will give you X percentage of the signups. That's like a kind of a one-time referral partnership thing. Or we could do this quarterly. If it worked out good, let's do it again. You could do this for multiple practitioners. If you are an online only business and you're running things, there's multiple ways you can do it. I know that for us in the member community, and for our coaches and stuff, we have a referral. We always pay, thank you referral commissions. And we don't do it because we want our coaches out there selling everything. It's just, they talk so much about what they do. They talk about the school, they talk about the membership community that we want them, they deserve to be able to benefit off that, which I'm going to talk about more in a little bit after the question. So I don't get too much into that. But for us, for the simple referrals, they have a referral link. So we love to use for the Buddha Belly member community. You guys will see that is done through Kajabi. We love Kajabi. It is highly advanced. It is more pricey per month if you are a coach starting out, but they have so much in there and they have the affiliate ability. So you can go in, and I'll give you guys a link too if you want to try Kajabi. I'll put a link here below this video. And you can try it. I think right now they're letting you try it for free for a month. So you can play with designing a website or something and just see if it's even something you want to do, or, an affiliate community or something for your business, especially if you do education in there or membership type stuff. That could be really great. But if so, you can hook people up with affiliate links. And so if they send anybody your way for something you have, if you have a pre-done program or something that your package or something you're selling in there, then it automatically gives them affiliate commissions. And it's all done through your payment method that you set up and the payment method they set up. So you don't even have to mess with taxes or sending checks or anything like that. So that's super, super convenient. So there's so many ways to do affiliate or referral stuff. We used to just give our coaches a code. They had their own code. And when someone applied with the school, they'd mention the code and we'd see which coach that coincided with. But now we have so many coaches that's harder to keep track. So they get more of like a link or their personal name is done. We ask that in our forms, if we get referrals into the holistic gut practitioner program, everyone has to fill out, they have to apply with the form. And in the form, it said, did anyone refer you? And what we do is we incentivize referral by giving them an extra discount. The person they refer gets an extra discount by mentioning who referred them. So that incentivizes both ways. That incentivizes our coaches, to share because they're getting paid on it. And then for them, it incentivizes the person to go with the coach and say their name and mention their affiliate name because they get an additional discount off. And so there's a few different ways you can go about that. It really just depends on what services you are providing and what kind of affiliation you're trying to do and how you're set up technologically, basically. So those are a few examples of how we do it. If you have ongoing questions about that, if there's something that maybe we didn't quite understand the question, feel free to continue it either in the member community group, live group, which you guys now have. It's newer, so I know we're not all used to it yet, but it's hooked to your Kajabi member portal. So you can ask it in there or you can comment, I think, even below the video here. Okay. So those are some of the questions that we had this week. those are some of the top questions. A lot of the questions you guys this week were submitted via some of the coaches that are training right now. And so we covered them in our weekly Q&As, like how to develop packages and stuff like that. We covered a lot of that in our weekly Q&As. So these were the ones that were submitted for the mastermind. If you guys want to jump in, if you have anything, any additional questions, go ahead and kick them in the chat right now. I'm going to give you a second to do that. And then if we don't have additional questions added here, I'm going to go ahead and just wrap up with some of the affiliate information and stuff that we're doing right now. So I'm going to give it just a second. Thanks everybody for coming. It's getting nice and warm. We're maybe kind of getting summer where I live now. It's been so late to show up. I can't even tell you guys. I'm in North Idaho. So people would assume it's already really cold here, but usually by June. Last year, I know we had that heat spell and we had super cold, way earlier. Okay, so we have a question here. For creating the packages or courses, which portal should we use? Okay, so let me get that. I might ask another question for you. So for creating the packages or courses, are you creating your own course or package, or are you using the pre-done Buddha Belly course or package? Or are you just talking about making your own course or package in there? If you're talking about making your own course or package, using the pre-done one. Okay, so what you're going to use is there's going to be a link, and I'm going to elaborate on some of this in a minute too. What you're going to use is there's going to be a link for the Buddha Belly Life portal. Everything, that Kajabi portal, you guys, I'm going to be honest with you. The HWCA site, if you see it, this is a multi-$1,000 site, the HWCA portal site. And it's great, and it legitimizes us. It was a lot of money. It was done nicely, but it needs to be updated every couple of years. And the portal in there didn't even do the things that we're able to do in Kajabi. So let me tell you, even though you're paying a higher monthly cost for Kajabi, it was so much more worth it to use that for us because all the updates are automatically in there. You have built-in CRMs. I mean, just all this stuff. I'm not being a big promoter. Depending on your business level, it's an awesome one to look into. There's a few other options available too. But that is why the BuddhaBellyLife.com site is where you will use that link for the program if you are an affiliate. So basically, if you are a coach or a member, here's the difference. This is what we're going to talk about. If you're a member only, if you're just a member, but you're not certified through HWCA, you don't have certification in the GUT program, then you can still retail the Buddha Belly Done For You program. You can retail that to your clients, and you actually get a 65% cut on that. So the way that we did that now is we just added this to your membership. So if you've been in for at least 32 days, it opened up the whole affiliate piece for you so that you can actually get paid on stuff directly. And in there is a link, and it's the whole way to set up your affiliate account. So what you do in there is and I'll get to the coaches options here in a minute. So what you will do is you will go into that affiliate link, you will create your affiliate account. It will hook up directly to your bank account. That is through a professional service, either Stripe or PayPal or whatever. We do not touch your banking information, and you don't have to touch ours. And it's just a really cool thing. We don't have to 1099 you or anything. They do that. So it creates a referral link for you. We've already got you programmed for 65% commission on that Buddha Belly 5-week gut restoration program. So right now it's coming up as we have it listed at like $295 or $299. We also, in the affiliate area there, we give you guys a code, and that's for additional $25 off for your client. So this is in order to incentivize them. So you'll give them your affiliate link that it's going to generate when you set up as an affiliate. It's going to give you a link. You're going to send them to the site and tell them to sign up for the gut restoration program through your affiliate link. It's going to take them to the website that looks like anybody else will see the website, but your affiliate link is going to connect them to your name. And then you're going to give them that code, and that's going to give them an extra $25 off if you're just sending people directly. Okay. So all members have rights to send people directly. Coaches have rights to do it that way too. The certified coaches also have the ability to coach with and get licensed in the program and coach alongside all of this stuff. So you guys can run group programs, you can you can do it with individuals or whatever, and you can put it in your own packages. Now you guys have a special link that allows you to do that too. So you can go in and you can put your client in if you want and charge for a whole package deal. So what that is, you guys have a special link where you get the course for 35% of what it looks like on there. I think you get it for like 90 bucks ish, as opposed to 300. And that way, what you would do is you would take your client's money. Let's say you put together a package. Let's say you're doing a group program and you take 20 people at $2.99 a piece. You're going to go in and, or 10 people, okay, at $2.99 a piece. You're going to go in, you're going to individually, you're going to take $300 from each person. And then you're going to go in and you're going to put in all 10 people yourself so that you can choose to do it that way so that you can get the markup on that. Okay. So there's a couple ways that you can do it. Depends on what's worth it to you. You can also run a group program that way and just send them to purchase directly and have that be the package itself. You don't even need to give them the code. You could just send them in and give them that link and they purchase it for the listed price on there, but it puts them in your group. They have to use your code in your affiliate link in order to be in your program so that you're getting that. You're just going to have to really make sure they're using your affiliate link, if that makes sense. Okay. I'm going to get more into that too after I answer the questions that are coming up here. So do you think orthorexia is something you might talk about as a monthly topic at some point? I think that is an amazing thing to talk about. Thank you for that request. I'm writing it on here. That will be a great one for a class, I think. I mean, not that we can't talk about masterminds because we talk about coaching, but it's a big deal. And there's a lot of strategies around it because what happens, what's the hard part? And we just did a class on protocol. So this one's going to be dropping next month. So your new member content, you guys just went in today. So you'll see a new class there today. It's all on, what did we do this round? Did we do the protocol class? No, we didn't. Okay, so you just had a class drop today. I have to double check what one that is. I think your protocol class is going to drop next month in July. And that's where we did talk a bit about this. Oh, mental health. Thank you. Your one today was on mental health. It was a really good class. I mean, I enjoyed doing it. I hope it helps you guys a lot. But next month is going to be protocol. And that is where we talked about the difference, or that class is called diet versus protocol and the differences and some of the psychology differences and why diet holds such negative connotation as it kind of should, because not only of the habits that have been adopted. I mean, let's face it, there's been some absolutely destructive diets out there. I mean, I read the wine diet the other day. I talked about that in a class. I was like, what? You drink a bottle of wine a day and you have like 2 eggs at this hour and 2 eggs at this hour and some celery too, and this much wine and this much wine. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like hello SIBO, right? And liver damage and etc., gut issues. But and not to mention the psychological damage of this. But anyways, like this is called a diet, right? So there's been a lot of irresponsible diets, labeled diets, and sometimes they resulted in weight loss. So that's all people cared about for so long, low fat and fat free and blah, 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 blah. And so the difference because of that, though, diets are really associated with just a need to manipulate the physical body, and generally it's lose weight, generally it's women, and so that has been such a psychologically damaging thing that we're trying to, with protocol, it can get a little hard because we are restricting more foods. If we want to see real progress, we've got to pull quite a bit of stuff, that's how we were able to read the body and everything. But what's important is that we put the healthy psychology behind it. We're not restricting food. You're not forced to do anything you don't want to do. What we're trying to do is we're trying to nurture the body and love the body. If we're eating things that are causing us physical pain, that are inflaming our body, that are hurting our body, then we don't deserve to be hurt. We deserve to be loved. We deserve to be nurtured, and we are nurturing. And the importance of not just elimination, but focus. What are you giving your body? What are you feeding your body? We never just hold back and restrict calories. You need ample nutrition. You need ample healthy fat. If you are starving the body, you are abusing the body. Just like we're abusing the body if we're overindulging in a ton of sugar and inflammatory fats and stuff, right? We're abusing our body. Our body responds in a sick state. That's what's happening. So the problem is where we have compulsive disorders when it comes to eating with foods. So it can be a little tricky if we are trying to introduce protocol type stuff for people who have struggle with that, and that's orthorexia is just a compulsion with the food. What we've seen too, though, to be aware of this is that there's the brain gut communication pathway is really strong in a lot of this too. And so the more out of whack the gut is, so this is kind of like, what do we do with this? Because the more out of whack the gut is, the more compulsive the brain will become. So we've seen this a lot with even other kinds of eating disorders and OCD issues, and anorexia and stuff like that. I can totally attest for that. I've had early states of, in my journey of health where I was absolutely obsessed and all I thought about was food. I spent years only thinking about food, what I was eating, what I couldn't eat, what I did. I don't do that anymore. And I realized what was crazy is that, and there's days like I'm not happy with my weight. It's like, dang, this baby weight at 37, after 35 and stuff, it's like feels like forever to get back. I just had a reminder picture today show up on I was in the best shape of my life. And then I got pregnant at 35, surprise baby with, I had abs for the first time my whole life. And then boom, gone, pregnant. And so, this picture shows up today actually, and I'm looking at it and I'm like, dang. And I laughed it off a little. My husband and I laughed about it, but it didn't eat at me. Like I'm making healthy progress. I'm actually on protocol with coaches right now. It's going really good. I'm feeling really good. And what I realized is that when I really started healing my gut, those compulsivities started going away. They started getting better. And so I couldn't help but feel like, there's a huge communication pathway. Those negative gut bacteria just boom, 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 boom. And if you think about it, those sugar loving bacteria and stuff, right? They're starving. They want the sugar. They want the stuff. And so if they're not getting what they want, they're going to crave this, think of chocolate. And if that's happening, or you have just stress responses coming out and you don't know, really where they're coming from, they're going to find an avenue to go at. And the same thing happens to people when they get OCD. Maybe it's their home, maybe it's cleanliness, maybe it's, weird rituals that we do and stuff like that. I've grown up around all kinds of mental health. So there's no judgment here. God only knows what kind of, quirks and diagnoses they'd have given me through many phases of my life. So, but we just see that brain gut pathway. So like, what would we do with that, right? We'd restore the gut. So again, I think the best thing to do is to make sure if somebody is struggling with something like that, make sure that they have a great counselor in their corner too, so that you're not just trying to take all that on, but that letting them know just healthy education on how the brain gut works, how trauma and experiences early in life apply to things like this, and find some success stories. Like I've shared with many people, and I've had many coaches share with me that when their gut started getting really aligning, that some of those tendencies that they struggled with started getting better, which tells us that like there is healing beyond just psychological control or giving into it, right? And so we can still nurture the body. Remember, we're not making you do anything. This is your journey, and we're just here to help you nurture and nourish your body as much as possible, not restrict your calories, not starve yourself by any means, to actually feed your body and to avoid the pain and negative consequences that you've been experiencing, because you don't deserve that. You deserve to feel good. Let's hold your hand through the process. So it can be really, really tricky. But if you know or you sense that someone's struggling with something like that, I would definitely say, make sure they have a professional, counselor or something. I think all of us should have a counselor. I love my counselor. And then make sure that you still kind of tackle the same thing with them. Hey, look, I'd be selling you short if I didn't give you all the education and options here. But there's not pressure on any of this. And if at any time we're going through this process, I want you to keep bringing your head back to self-nurturing and self-love. Every time you go to get food or you're doing whatever, I don't want you weighing or counting calories. That's not how we do it on protocol. We don't do that. You eat until you are full. You just ratio out your plate a little bit so that it's balanced in stuff that's going to be healthy for your gut. And you make sure that you're getting your healthy fats and you're getting plenty of veggies and roughage and clean proteins and blah, 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 blah. Right. And so that's why we do that. And if you're still hungry, go make another plate. Just make it look kind of similar in ratio so that it's really benefiting you. So we don't want you to think about it. I don't want you weighing food. I don't want you plugging stuff into MyFitnessPal. I want you to just enjoy your food, enjoy nurturing your body. So I'd really drive that point home with people if they're going to tackle protocol, and just decide if it's appropriate for them. But what stinks is that for a lot of people, restoring their gut is going to help so much with a lot of those behaviors and things that they struggle with anyway, especially if they've been through trauma with food and they've had to look at food so much because they've had really bad conditions and stuff like that. That is just going to amplify it too, so they're going to struggle even more. So like I said, don't try and be their therapist. Make sure that someone's in there, but then just take all the pressure off. Just say, hey, I'm just here to help you restore, to love yourself. You're looking great. You look happy. Your skin looks good. You look healthy. How are you feeling? How is your energy? And hey, if you find yourself, ask them if they're comfortable sharing with you. If you find yourself compulsing on something or doing, whatever, hey, we want to tackle that. Okay. What can we do to make this easier for you? Okay. Look, I'm here with you through your journey. I'm here out of compassion. There's no one size fits all. So that's how I would really say to tackle that, because that is a common issue. And I see it with coaches too. So any more questions, guys, before I fill you in on this stuff? Let me give it just a second. I think we have like a 30-second delay in questions. So it's like, it's not right away. It's just so that everyone can't like dogpile on top of each other. That's why it's set like that. So, okay. Well, if I see any pop up, I will take a timeout. But I just want to elaborate a little bit more on the affiliate part. So what I don't want you guys to think or worry about is to think that being a part of the membership or being a part of the school that, it's an affiliate program and we want you to go out and sell stuff or do stuff or whatever. Like, that's not what this is. You don't have to do anything like that. You don't even have to use our done for you programs. You don't use any of that stuff. What we do here, when HWCA started, when the Gut Health School started, our number one goal was to train successful coaches, because all these other schools were charging a lot of money. I was just looking today, and the average coaching certification from a top school is over $6,000. Some was over $7,000. And I'm like, wow, that's a lot of money, for how many coaches we get who aren't doing anything with their business. They aren't making the money back. And it's not because they're not skilled. It's not because they're not passionate. It's because they're not really sure how to apply. So our number one goal was gut health and the brain gut connection, and master that, because it is connected to everything. And the coaches should be like powerhouse coaches in this area of expertise. That was our number one goal. But our number two goal was to make sure that they were able to use it because they all have a dream. You guys all had this dream. It wasn't just to like get education. I mean, some people just want the education, but for most of them, it was to apply the education. They have a dream of being their own wellness studio. They have a dream of helping people like they were helped, or like they still need to be helped and all that stuff, right? Like there's this passion. That is part of the process here for us, is that we don't just want you to obtain the certification and then be like, all right, bye-bye guys. No, we want you to bring that dream into fruition. And so that's where the school started. So when we branched off, when we did, when Buddha Belly Life really has started taking hold, what we became here, the whole point of this was to be a resources place for the coaches. So not just while you're in the school, not just the monthly mastermind, but everything in between. So when we developed the mastermind or the membership community, we tried to put all the stuff in there that like, what can we put in here that can not overwhelm the coaches, but that can help their process? So we need to drum up, we need to powwow about business and obstacles each month. We need a growth space. So this is our growth space. Okay. We love ongoing education. That's why coaches get stuck taking course after course after certification after this and this and this, because we really do love education. And that's what makes us in holistic health ahead of the game most of the time, because let's face it, we're not educated mainly by pharmaceutical companies. So we're keeping up with all of this wellness information, especially holistic, foundational stuff like this. And so it's so fun. It's so great. So we're like, you know what, let's put that in there too. So that at least they know right here, they can keep that education coming in. It's not costing them an arm and a leg all the time to do. So the education. Okay. So the growth growth space, education. And then we're like, what are all the annoying tasks? Sometimes content creation, being visible on our social media circles and stuff is really, really valuable these days. But making content, some people love making content, and that's great. There's not a great ROI on it. There's not a great return on investment on your content creation, really, unless you've developed a massive following where people convert really easily. It's more of like a business card. It's more of a brand awareness, and it keeps people seeing you and knowing kind of who you are, and it states kind of what you do, gives them an idea. So we're like, but having to do a lot of that work sometimes is not the kind of work that actually pays you, and that can be really time consuming for some people. So we're like, okay, let's do some content for them, and they can copy and paste it. They can use the templates, or they can create their own, but they can just copy what we've already got and make it easy and not really have to think about it, and plug it all in for the next month, and they can just pre-schedule their content 2 posts a week. We've got it done for you. Recipes for your coaches. Okay, you're not going to want to invent the wheel all the time, so let's make a recipe box. We put that in there. So the one thing that we wanted to be able to add was, how can we financially support our coaches? Times are tough. Like, the economy does all kinds of things we don't know. I do believe that wellness is going to, if we can make our presence known, even if the rest of the economy goes to poop, I believe that people will now value what they invest in when it comes to health, if they can trust the source. So if you can make your presence trustworthy, you can show testimonials, you can speak on gut health, you can speak on, healing processes and things like that. I think people are going to actually still value this profession. So what a blessing is that, right? And but along the way, as you're developing your business and all of that, we want to be able to financially support our coaches. So we were like, you know what? Why couldn't we also create some kind of income avenue within this community, so that some of the dollars coming in are also circulating back around to our members? So that's why we set up the affiliate link. So you guys have always had affiliate commission ability for the Buddha Belly 5-week gut restoration client program. So you can retail that to your clients with your affiliate link, as long as you're signing up you've set up your affiliate account. You can do that, and you'll find that, like I said, in the end of your member community. After 32 days, it should drip down, and it's going to say affiliate information. Sign up for your affiliate account, you have a direct link. But what's cool too is, if you see coaches and stuff who are, what we just added is, like, if you know other coaches or aspiring coaches or wellness professionals that would benefit from a group like this, that would benefit from these masterminds, that would benefit from the ongoing classes. This month we did mental health. Next month we're doing diet versus protocol. The month after that we're doing fertility. If and done for you content, so they don't have to reinvent the wheel, and the recipes and blah, blah, blah. If you know people that would benefit from that, or if you're talking about your member community and how, the wins you're having because this group you're with, and the things you're learning and all that, then you deserve to get a kickback of sharing that. So through your affiliate link now, if you do share that, your member, anything about membership in your affiliate link, and they sign on as a member, you guys will get a 30%, I think it's a 30% commission on that every month that your affiliate, your referee, or referral is a member. So that's really cool. So what that's allowed is, that's not just allowed a one-time commission, that's now allowing a passive income stream for our member community. So as our community grows, you have ways to easily make your membership pay for itself, even pay you above and beyond that, just by bringing people into the community, or mentioning it to people that might be interested already, how much you're liking it. On top of that, what we're going to be doing too is, we're going to make a membership for clients. So it's going to be the same, like our membership here, this is going to be client oriented. So we're going to put some of the recipes and stuff in there, and some strategic education. We're going to do different kinds of masterminds that are more protocol specific. I really want to do a lot in that community, you guys, with mental health and with the brain gut connection. I think there's a lot of people in need. And so you can actually, if you choose, you can put clients in that program and be making, a monthly income on them, and know that they're being well nurtured by the content and the community in there. So that can be a great place too, for people that aren't quite ready to invest in you, or in addition to the services you're doing, to supplement that and make it really beefy, or whatever. Okay. So we are going to be opening that up, and that one's going to open up to the whole public to be able to be a part of. So that's going to help really empower people who have gone through, Buddha Belly gut restoration, program, especially if they're going to keep going, if they still got issues and questions and yada, yada, yada. Okay. So we're going to do a lot in there. And a big purpose that we have in there is mental health, and not just anxiety and depression, but the process of the process, a community to be with and support each other through the processes. I just don't feel that that's really out there. If you guys haven't watched the mental health class that just dropped today, please do. It's in your community, it's in your member community. And I address really big time in there how it's such an epidemic and nobody's covering it. And there's a lot of people that are slipping through the cracks that need the help, the resources. We are not approaching mental health on a thorough level. And we as coaches, especially here, knowing the brain gut health piece, we have a thorough understanding of mental health and all the things it's connected to and affected by. And so we can bring something to a community of people that is not being done right now. And so that class today is all on that, but I really want to help. The expectation from here on out and the intention from here on out is to nurture and empower that really well in that individual membership and the client membership that we're going to be coming out with. That's probably going to drop fall, and I will let you guys know. Last but not least, I'm going to do, here's where I want to help you guys. And I think this is great. We had a lot of the certified coaches that want to do this, but I am going to be running a client conversion class once a month. So for anyone who's interested in maybe doing a gut protocol through you, so make sure you have your affiliate link set up, or your affiliation all set up, okay? And you have your affiliate link. But for anybody who's maybe interested, potential clients, maybe they want to work with you, maybe they just want to take the program, maybe they don't know, maybe they've got some gut issues, say, hey, look, I'm going to invite you to a live class that we're doing all on this. It's an info class, and it'll talk about kind of protocol in this program, and you can decide if it's right for you. And the whole goal is I'm going to try and do one of these a month and really help educate everyone's potential clients, and hopefully help you guys convert some people into the program. For those who have a harder time doing that, I'm going to kind of come at it with a call to action. I can do that easily when it's something I believe in. I believe in the program, I believe in gut health, and I believe in you guys. So it's easy peasy for me to do that for you. And sometimes it helps to have a second party validate you and speak on the things that you're working in, and then people come to you. And again, we'll have that incentive, go to the person who, your coach. You're only here because it was invite only by a coach. So see your coach, they should have an additional discount for you. If you're going to sign up, we're going to be running this, you're going to get the book, you're going to get this, and you're going to be put in this group, and we're going to start doing all this together. So we're going to teach that once a month. So I'll let you guys know. I think we're going to try and run one in July, and I will let you know when that is and what it looks like. Okay. So if we don't have any other questions, guys, this has been a really great mastermind. Thank you so much for joining. If you have additional questions that come up after you watch the mastermind, you watch the recording, please go to the member community, ask your questions. I think you can comment below the video too. And remember, I'm going to share the link for two different things. I'm going to share the Kajabi link for anyone that was talking about looking into, if you've got a business where you want to kind of put a course and you want to put your email CRM all in one, etc. You want to try it for a few weeks for free. I'll have a link right below that you can click on if you desire to. And I am definitely taking some notes on for some future classes. And thank you guys for joining this month's June mastermind. I hope you're ready to preload your content for July, and I will see you in a month. I'm ready to hear about all your wins.